The Fatherhood Partnership is a program that is focused on building the capacity of organizations to facilitate father-specific parenting education and support groups. We are laser focused on creating new father-specific programming. And the reason we felt that was important is because there wasn't a lot of father-centered programming that existed before. There are parenting programs, there are moms programs, but nothing really father-specific.
There's a lot of information that fathers don't really get an opportunity to receive, be it because they don't have time or that things haven't been catered towards them. But I think it's important to also have a space where dads can kind of relax and feel the ability to connect with other dads that are sharing some of the same issues that they're having.
This is our third year offering the Fatherhood Partnership. And this is the first year of us being able to offer small mini grants for our participating agencies this year. This year we had 8 organizations apply and were successful in receiving their mini grants and actually launched their services. In past years we had organizations who were interested and wanted to do the work and wanted to offer these programs, but we were asking them to do more without more resources. And so this time we were able to offer small $4,500 mini grants, but it actually worked and these organizations launched services. And from what I understand, they're doing some pretty amazing work.
We've had men come into the group that have been going through some custody battles and different things like that. And hearing their stories, they feel very isolated, very lonely. They feel overwhelmed, and having a place where you can share your story, be heard. I guess be heard is the most important thing, a place to be heard and encourage, and even resources come out of those discussions and those times together.
Most have never had the experience of being in like an all-male or all-fathers group like this.
Antes de que yo encontrara este grupo, yo estaba perdido. Yo era un hombre fuerte, que tenía 3 trabajos, mantenía a mi familia. Al separarme, tuve que seguir manteniendo no solo mi familia, sino la familia de la mamá de los niños, y fue muy difícil. Empecé a caer, empecé a fallar al trabajo, empecé a perderme yo mismo. Pensé que no había futuro en la vida, pensé que todo era ya una condena de terminar solo en la calle, homeless, sin trabajo y sin nada. Hasta que encontré este grupo, me di cuenta que sí hay ayudas. Lo que pasa es que los padres como yo, que no están literados, que nomás se dedican a trabajar, no saben que hay oficinas, que hay lugares, que hay entidades, que hay grupos.
The guys are very willing to help each other. The guys are very willing to show up for each other. I would say a camaraderie.
Y aparte de eso, nos dieron la oportunidad de expresarnos, pues, como papás, qué era lo que estábamos pasando. Y fue bonito porque cada papá daba su punto de vista, sus experiencias, y quizás lo que uno no había vivido, nosotros estábamos aprendiendo de los que ya han pasado situaciones.
Sure enough, that masculine thing went down, like, oh, being a dad is not just that. We wanted to be more closer to our kids, and it's not enough to be a commando or a military type of dad. You gotta be listening to what they need or giving what they need. Whatever troubles that they had, you should be backing them up and supporting your kids. And we kind of lack of that because we always work, bills that needed to be paid, you need to get 2 jobs and you come home, they're all sleeping. And everybody has the same experience and we don't have enough time for our kids. And I found out, I said, wow, this is cool. I think I'm gonna stick with it.
The most important topic is about dealing with anxiety when you are going through difficult moments. Also, the concept of radical acceptance, which means being capable to understand that there are things that are out of your control, but the only thing you can do is how do you react to it.
Porque aquí encontré la ayuda que no había encontrado en ningún lado. He intentado buscar la manera de que me ayuden para poder mejorar en el trato con mis hijos, y este lugar fue el único lugar donde realmente me dieron todo lo que yo necesitaba.
One thing that came up was, in a sense, kind of, this implicit kind of minimization of the dad's role. And so Khalid played the video, which I think he did that one, of guys who were talking about, that they just wanted to be seen as, an equal parent.
Now I realize being a dad was big. It's a big responsibility. And you gotta be true to yourself that you have this and you did this, you gotta support it. Support your family, love your family, and provide for your family. And don't forget that thing up there. God's will.
We actually had a couple of people from the county level come to our groups. Thank God it's virtual, so they could just, zoom in. And fathers had a lot of questions, and it was really good to see those questions answered and them get resources for custody and child support needs.
Primeramente, me atendieron cuando yo no tenía cómo dejar mi estrés. Yo me encerraba en el baño a llorar. Ellos me dijeron que no era necesario, que había gente que podía ayudarme. Inmediatamente me consiguieron una entrevista con gente de la corte, gente de la policía y gente del distrito escolar, lo cual inmediatamente cambió mi problema y ahora tengo a mis hijos 50-50 y sigo ayudándolos como antes lo hacía.
Success for this program to me looks like, every day of the year there's a drop-in group that a dad can access. And COVID presented a lot of problems, but one of the benefits of COVID, it let us know that it's okay to do virtual programming and that it works and that dads are interested and will show up and log on.
Especially on this pandemic that happened. Everybody got laid off, but they were still continually communicating with us what's going on. They're very supportive. They led us to get some food stamp, gave us all the resources, the rent assistance. It was a big help for us. All the necessary things that the government or the districts were given, we were informed and we got it.
So I'm hoping that as restrictions end, we'll be able to continue in person. But it was a really engaging group of guys and really varied in terms of where we were all coming from, that kind of thing. So I do hope to continue. And actually, we've had a couple of meetings since the formal end of it.
From my perspective, the fathers needed the most was the space, the opportunity, the place, to be able to provide just some protected time for them to step away from their responsibilities as father and father figures, to be able to kind of get in the company of other men that were positive and supportive. That's what they needed. And I think, especially in the context of the pandemic, in the context of all this chaos kind of going on around us, to have that protected space, that safe space was really needed, was very valuable, was very valued. And to be honest with you, after our time was up, we've continued to still keep in touch, and we've kind of gone beyond the clock because it's just super important for these guys to still stay in contact and stay connected.
I definitely appreciate the commitment from the organizations, the commitment from the leadership of these organizations to take on such a big, such a heavy lift for a small amount of money.